Okay, Andrew, we had a good session today. We worked on a couple key things. And I'll get rid of Adam Scott and come back to him a bit later. Let's see here. All videos. And so here we were. All right. So when you first came in the door, and by the way, you've done a good job of starting to get that left shoulder turned over your right knee. And this is why we have power, but we're a little out of control because the club is getting out of balance on the initial takeaway. We're wrapping it around ourselves pretty far. So the shaft is now horizontal to the ground. And what we want to do is we want to work that shaft a little more vertical, going back on your shaft plane. So here's the difference of what we've been working on now. You've been hinging it up a little bit better, and you see that the club is not behind you way over in this zone right here. Okay, it's right there, and as a result, it can start to stand up. You see how it's matching up to your shaft plane, and that allows you to be in a little better position here at the top. All right. Yours got wrapped around, and then you had to do a lot of lifting to kind of get it into position. So that was the first key thing that we worked on. I gave you some suggestions for your grip. Get the heel pad a little more on top of the grip with your left hand. You had to turn it a little bit more to the right for that to happen. You had to bring your right hand a little bit more underneath, so that allowed you to be able to leverage the shaft going back and stand that shaft up a little bit better on the takeaway. And so I gave you a model, a recommendation of some of the things we wanted to work on. And you'll watch Adam Scott here as he initiates the takeaway, and you'll see that he starts to hinge that club very vertical right here, and that shaft is staying very vertical to the ground as he leverages it up. All right, good hinged up position. And then the other thing that we talked about, and this is something we're going to work on next week, is your downswing basically is it's good, it's improved, it's certainly working down the shaft plane right here and then squaring up. But you'll notice how you kind of throw the club and your hands finish above your shoulders. That is a thrown through swing. And when we do that, it tends to add a lot more loft, so you'll hit it up in the air pretty high. It also tends to cause you to either hit behind it a little bit, because sometimes you throw it early. If you throw it early, you will hit it fat. It will cause you to shut the club face slightly, because when you throw it, the club face passes the handle and it'll shut down slightly. So there's your baby pull. And if you throw it real early, you're going to go ahead and dig it in the dirt. You'll hit a shot that digs in the dirt and then swings up, and you'll top the ball. So those are what a throwing motion will do. So if you time it nicely, you can hit a fairly decent shot, typically much higher than a body pivoted type golf swing. So what we're going to work on is what we see with Adam Scott. He is pulling his hands and the arms and the club down and through with his left side clearing, especially his left shoulder right now going level left. It's really pulling and clearing out of the way, which makes room for his arms to then swing and follow the body pivot. And you notice where his hands come out. They come out underneath his left shoulder, not above it. So that's a pulling rotary motion. And so as we work on really perfecting your golf swing, that's going to be our goal, is to add the things we've been working on with your takeaway, and really clear left side to accelerate the club through, control the face angle coming through the strike zone, create a little bit more power with your body pivot. And so and that will greatly improve your consistency and really generate a lot more power. So that's our direction. And until next time, lots of work in the mirror. You got to get a picture of what it is you want, and make sure you add that routine like we see with Ricky Fowler, where you're rehearsing that feeling of what you want with that leverage shaft going back on the first part of your takeaway. Until next time, happy golfing.